Good evening and morning, all you grinders and killers. All you folks minding your own business and those who make it their business to give folks the business. If you've been rocking with me for a little while, you know I dropped that trade love to show you how to give your pockets the mumps. In the pursuit of getting money, you'll eventually run into what I've been referring to as griefers. Folks that just want to blow up your cargo. Well, not everybody likes being called a griefer, and some consider themselves pirates. Piracy is a legitimate way to approach the game, and though not everybody likes it, it comes with the MMO territory. So what separates a pirate from a griefer? Let's take a look at that, and let's check out combat logging, which popped up in the comments of one of my last videos. So cut the fans or AC on, kick back and crank the volume a notch or two. Like up, sub up, and ring up like a boss. So first things first, I'm not against piracy. It's not something I will make a career of, but you gotta accept that it exists, whether you're playing Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky, Star Citizen, or even GTA Online. I don't know if you play a little GTA, but you'll be steaming willy beaming when you bring your freshly sourced car to your vehicle warehouse and two people are waiting there to relieve you of your goods. It is what it is. Pirates raised the stakes during gameplay and heightened the rush on a completed delivery. So what constitutes a pirate? A pirate is someone who attacks and robs a ship at sea, or in our case, in space. Piracy is robbing or plundering a ship. But that's my very simple definition of a pirate. Let me pass the mic to somebody who I'm sure encounters it a lot more than me. You might have heard of him. He goes by the name, the Pilot.
There is a given truth about society, that no matter how far we advance, no matter how peaceful or warlike we become, if you have something, then someone, somewhere, is going to try to take it. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Piracy has a way of making us think about why things are the way they are. It makes you think about security, what it means to be safe, and maybe that some of us have too much, while others have very little. It's a way of balancing the field, making sure everyone can have a piece of the pie. And sometimes, it's just really fun to fly the black flag. Personally, I have no interest in violence, though it can be a wonderful motivator. I don't necessarily want to take your life, I just want your stuff. But if in the course of our dealings together it happens to go that way, well, we are business partners of a sorts, and this is just business. It's really not that hard to understand. You have something I need, and by guns, gold, or God, I'm gonna get it. Any enlightened individual will tell you it's your responsibility to strive for failure. It's the only way you can grow. The pirate is willing to show you exactly how society has failed you. He teaches this lesson, only demanding to be paid for his trouble. The successful pirate is an illustrated primer of your own failures, a teacher, and they should be thanked for so graciously showing you what you can do better the next time around. He is a necessary and unsung hero in your society. You should celebrate the pirate, and do your absolute damnedest to kill him.
The tools for conventional piracy don't exist in Star Citizen as of yet, but where there's gamers, there's a way. In previous patches, folks were able to steal ships through a glitch that allowed you to sort of hitch your ship onto yours and take it to a reclamation and disposal type center and sell the goods from the other ship's cargo grid. This got patched out in 3.9, so don't waste your time there. Extortion is a viable option for pirates right now. Simple stuff, you encounter a ship, threaten to blow their cargo to Kingdom Come if they don't transfer some credits to you. So the trader either pays them off, tries to fight them off, or hot steps into the drop. If you're a trader, check out my guide to increase your chances when this happens. Blowing up ships to recover their cargo is also a way to go. But fat meat's greasy and you will choke on it trying to make a living in that lane. Exhibit A, and this was a 77,000 credit exhibit. You can blow up a cargo ship and it'll rain boxes everywhere. And these are the handheld variety, so you're able to pick them up. Sounds good, right? Not really. Maybe this isn't the case for everybody's experience, but we took 18 of the hand carryable boxes and tried to sell at 2 different places and got the nay-no from the shopkeeper. And if we were able to sell, we wouldn't have even made gas money. Granted, this is scrap, but if you scale the numbers up, it's still not looking good. Can you technically pirate? Sure, why not? Worth it? Nah. Took us long enough to get 22 boxes in the ship. 4 of those bugged out, and we're not sure if they were included on the sale terminal since they didn't make it to the cargo grid, but yeah, technically pirating. I mean, more just murdering and looting the remains, but I'll leave that for you to debate. The most fun we had with this was just throwing the boxes at some guy parked near us. Griefing, on the other hand, is just blowing up ships for fun, ruining somebody's experience to enhance yours with no monetary gain. I've watched folks' clips that they labeled piracy, where it's just them blowing up trade ships. I've watched folks in Eclipse blow traders up and call it piracy. No demands for credits, no ability or desire really to pick up the drop boxes. It's not piracy. A real pirate probably wouldn't even dissociate themselves with that. So let's just call it what it is, griefing. And I ain't gonna pretend my hands are completely clean. After a commission event, 4 or 5 of us hopped in a hammerhead and then a reclaimer and was a scourge of Stanton for a little while. Just wanton destruction of ships, blowing up anybody we could find. That's just what's gonna happen when you got a crewed up hammerhead and nothing interesting to do with it. It was fun together to do in a group, and it was definitely griefing. But I'm a believer in taking info from more than one source before I grind it up and decide what's gospel. So I got the original horse whipperer, your friend and mine, the Yamiks, here to lend his own perspective for you to break down like an organic compound.
Well, crap, this topic again. Alright then, my online loving man boob holding forum dads and alike. 'Tis the time for yet another Care Bear beating session. So, let's get the simple sound bites out of the way. Piracy is a combination of 2 types of gameplay, trading and combat. And just like the garbage NFL game slogan, it's in the name, for griefing, it is to simply cause grief. The terms get thrown around a lot, and griefing especially is a carelessly thrown one, much like what the chimps do at the zoo with poo. Oh, hey, that's right. Well, anyways, griefing can be piracy. Griefing can also be trading. Griefing, indeed, can even be knowing that you exist. Yes. Though most of you watching aren't as brain-dead stupid to think that, right? So griefing is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. It's subjective, as everyone determines what constitutes as griefing and what does not. However, piracy, by its nature, is simple. By exploiting others, be that in a forceful manner or not, acquiring their goods. I mean, I can't go any simpler than that. I seriously can't believe that there are some Homo erectus still alive who need me to explain this to them. But hey, that's what the Frontier Forums is all about, I guess. But I digress. Back to you, Dig.
There you have it. But I'm not the type to beat a dead horse, so let's talk about something that was brought up in the comments of my Trade and Evade video. In the pursuit of keeping your cargo where it belongs, I mentioned logging out in your bed and hitting another server. Some concrete context was definitely missing from it. The intent was to board your ship on the landing pad, scan around to see if folks were waiting just outside the armistice, or if you happen to see them on the way in, or if you just feel like there's a torpedo boat lurking in the background somewhere. Well, then bed logging while you're on the pad is an option to try your luck on a different server. A handful of folks assumed I meant to use the bed to log out while being engaged by other players. Nah. Not that I will have a problem with it, but as far as I've seen, your ship never just winks out of existence, saving your cargo in the process. If you bed log out during combat, you pretty much lost your ship and your cargo. So, who cares if a trader did combat log? It's already risky enough bed logging from the landing pad. You can end up at the star or inside the planet or come back without a body like I did in the example. Personally, I wouldn't care if somebody combat logged me in Elite Dangerous or any other game, because 1, I must have been beating the brakes off you if you pulled a plug. 2, I was probably recording it, so the question of who won has a documented answer. 3, I don't know, I don't lose anything by it. But, you know, we all got different ways of looking at things, and that's what it takes to fill up the world, young Anakin. So what would it take to make piracy a bona fide career? Overall, we got to be able to sell other players' goods one way or another, right? As we saw earlier, we can technically do that now. It didn't work for us, but If you were to find the right ship carrying the right goods, you can blow it up and very slowly loot the thing, then take it to an illegal goods vendor and slowly sell it from there. But who wants to do that more than once? Not I. So how's CIG gonna entice piracy? Handheld tractor beams for one. An attachment for the multi-tool will allow you to grab the large standard cargo units from another ship's cargo grid. But even if they release that tool today, we'd be looking at a really rough implementation. So you need to EMP a ship repeatedly, which you couldn't do in a single ship, so you need 2 or more. As far as I know, distortion weapons still don't have much, if any, effect, so no help there. You'd have to have another ship to run into the disabled ship to keep it in place, since the EMP wouldn't kill its momentum. After that, you take a boarding party, murk out the crew, and then begin transferring cargo. Doable, not optimal. What we really need is to get to the point where the ships have physicalized components that react realistically to the various damage types. EMPs followed by targeting shields and engines with distortion weapons or other weapon types to keep the ship's function suppressed without destroying it would be a more viable strategy rather than the improvised tactic I just mentioned. If you do blow up the ships, we'll see how well the tractor beams work in ships like the Cutlass, which used to, and should one day again, they better, have a tractor beam mounted inside the rear of the ship. But then say everything goes according to plan. How fast do the space cops show up? Do you have to disable a comm array to have any hope of getting away? Will black market dealers pay you enough to support a pirate crew? Can a trader just jettison cargo to either pick it up later or to use as a distraction while they get away? Does a roadmap really need a roadmap? Is what we do in the shadows gonna get a season 3? These are the questions, people. But hey, assuming it doesn't get bumped off the roadmap, we got the multi-tool tractor beam lined up for the 3.12 update. So by that point, we should have a better idea of how this will all really work. Big galactic shout out to the 14 wise men, aka executive producers in the building. Ike the Subliminal show enough in the building. Odin Red Jello Deluxe in the building. Gino Guerin Corvette Esquire in the building. Hold on, Tarboy's Villainess in the building. Mysterious Mike Alvera definitely in the building somewhere in here. Saucy One the Flousy One is definitely in the building. Slick Dick Dansley, Pencil Thin Mustache Man in the building. NM Hero, aka No Monitor, is in the building. Commander if a Blackout is in the building. Big Black the Telstar Ranger in the building. Shotten Keen the Shadow Fiend is in the building. Diedrich's Just Step Foot in the building. Bane Ironcrown is most definitely in the building. See, that was like my Bane voice. That's kind of bad. Anyway, Phantasm, aka the Mole Man, is most definitely in the building. Much love to ya, you are appreciated. Big 7-Up salute and know your clap to all the fam supporting and rocking with your boy. Salute to the mother, Buster Boy, Guillotine Girl, SM, Generalissimo, Commander Dr. Digital, Space Pirate McMorgan, Zayla Maru, Commander Leviathan Soul, Timeout 420 Twin, Train Man Rob, Epion Next, Dead-Eye, Buster Psycho, Figment Weasel, Titan Prime, Crash Test, Zed, and Smoked Meato. Big thanks, Fambino. And shout out to everybody subbed up like a boss. My name is Dig and I sell Star Citizen related products. Till the next time, boss, fly dirty citizens, 077.